Welcome back to the Uncensored Diary. Please enjoy.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Uncensored Diary. I'm your host, Andrew Naylor, and I am so excited to be here today. As you can see by the title, I do have a special guest. This is someone that wanted to come on to support me, and I'm truly blessed and thankful for this person for coming on to be here for me to be able to upload a video. I want to start bringing on guests. I want to be able to switch it up a little bit. At times I'm still going to be solo, and at times I will have some guests that come on the podcast with me to be able to talk about their life, to be able to share their thoughts, and maybe some things that we're talking about can help you. It's something that somebody else is going through. Who knows? But I really, really, truly, um, I'm really thankful for this person for supporting me and to come on my podcast channel. It really means a lot. So before we get into it, please make sure you subscribe, turn on notification bell, and comment down below to let me know how did you think this video went? Did you enjoy it? Would you like to see more? And please share. Without you guys, I don't have a podcast. So if I can't get my videos out, I need you guys to promote me. I need you to share me. I need you to be able to tell your friends and family about me, to let them know, like, hey, you need to listen to her. She's really good. She's dope. She's fire. So please support, please share, and please subscribe. I don't want you guys to miss any of my content that I will be uploading because I have a lot of things coming up that I want to share with you guys, and I'm going to have more guests to come on because I have more people that's like, hey, I want to be on. I want to, support you and everything. So if you want to support, let me know. Just comment down below. Or if you're on my social media, just send me a message and let me know, like, you want to be on my next video. And we can talk about what you want to talk about and what you're comfortable with. But let's get started. All right, so we have Ciarra with us, and I'm so excited to have her with me today. She is my first guest over video because I had my first guest, face to face, and now I got my second guest. So excited. Thank you so much for supporting me, for coming on to tell us about your life. I know how we can be private. I know how a lot of people don't like to talk about the past because it brings up so much trauma and so much hurt and pain. But I do know that it's really good to talk about it because that's how you heal and you are able to move forward in your life. So I do want to say
Right.
thank you so much again for coming and supporting me.
No problem, no problem. It's a pleasure. I'm excited.
Yeah.
To share my past, present, whatever it is that need to be shared. So I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right,
Mhm.
so before we get started, I just want to ask you this first question. And like we talked about, I just wanted to flow, be a conversation, and just let it go, and enjoy the conversation. That's what I really want it to be. So I don't want it to feel
Mhm.
like we're doing an interview. I might ask some questions. I just want it to be a conversation.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Yes. So tell me about yourself. Where are you from, and how was your upbringing?
Well, I'm from a small town called Blackfield, South Carolina. Blackville, South Kakalaki. For those who know, I was raised with my parents. Both of my parents are still married, still together, raised in
Mhm.
the church. I do have an older brother, that didn't stay with us, like most of the time throughout his life. He pretty much stayed with other people, but so I was kind of like the only child in my parents household. So I'm
Okay.
very spoiled. Like I said, definitely a church girl, definitely a mommy's girl too. Um and outside of that, I do have a big family. You know how you got the cousins that's like sisters, and so I
Mhm.
was just raised around that environment. And that's pretty much it. I uh spoiled, church, home, school, home.
Yeah.
My hobby growing up was basketball. Love
Okay.
basketball, still do. Um and I was going to be the first woman in the NBA, like Sanaa Lathan on Love and Basketball. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So pretty much that covers it right there. That's me. Well, my
Okay. Yeah.
path.
My my childhood was almost like yours too. Like I'm the baby and spoiled, and I
Mm-hmm,
grew up in church. We did church every Sunday. We
hmm
did Bible study every Wednesday.
hmm
My family is very like spiritual. They love church. They love to, they in the Bible type family. So it sounds
Right.
like we have the same exact background when it comes to church.
hmm
And being raised in a church, it really it helps you though, because it helps to like get you on the right path and guide you. Because sometimes
Absolutely.
it's hard to understand life as it is. So when you do have a church, like a spiritual family, Christian family, you know,
Uh-huh.
it just helps you. It helps you and molds you in a way. Sometimes it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. It just depends.
Yeah.
But
Right,
I
right, right,
do appreciate how my family did keep me in church, and for me to be a believer and understand that
right.
um I do have someone that has my back, and that's God.
Yeah.
So that's a really good thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Growing up, church was my foundation, but now
Yeah.
that I'm grown, Christ is my foundation. And
Right.
so it's a big difference. So I
It is
do
a bit different.
appreciate that upbringing and that teaching and the introduction to Christ and through the church. I appreciate that because without it, I'm not sure where would I be. So
Exactly.
like you said, it can play good. It's a good thing, and it could be a little challenging too,
Exactly.
especially coming from a small town. Um, and where everybody's in the church and everybody's in,
Hmm.
they have their beliefs and everybody want to talk and everybody want to play holy.
Yep.
So so it has its pros and it has its cons, but
Right.
the pro is Christ, the con is people. So,
Yep.
but yeah,
Yep.
yep,
That's
yep,
true. So I feel like we have that in common. That's a good thing, though. It's a good thing because a lot of people, they didn't um get raised in the church. Like my wife, she wasn't raised in the church like that, so she was like, I didn't go to church like that. I'm like, I did every Sunday, you know,
yeah,
and I didn't want
yeah,
to, but I mean, I'm glad I
yeah.
did because it kept me out of trouble and it just kept me down the
Mm-hmm.
right path. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's
Right,
a good
right,
thing. Yeah.
right.
Um.
That's what's up.
Yes, love it. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is with your parents. I know you said that you were spoiled and
Hmm
you were close to you was close to both of your parents, or um you know how sometimes you have both parents but you always be close to that one parent, like I don't know, with just
Yeah,
something, you know?
yeah, 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 yeah. Um, I would say both parents have me spoiled,
Yeah.
but there's one parent that has my ear, has my conversation, that closeness, that's a little bit more of an intimate relationship, and that's my mom.
Mhm.
Even to this day, she's one of my best friends. So like we could talk and we talk for hours, and that's been my relationship. Where she went, I went, and
Mhm.
so I followed my mom, and nothing has changed there, other than my location. So
Yeah.
because like I said, I'm from Blackville, but I'm currently in North Carolina at this moment. So
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know
hmm
me and my mom is the same. Like me and my mom, we are close. She was my best friend. She still is my best friend.
hmm
Even though I'm an adult now, she's still my best friend. And
Right.
I was able to talk to my mom about any and everything. She made
hmm
me feel secure and safe to do that.
Right.
I um I have my dad still, but he wasn't really in my life like that, so I can't really
Hmm.
say like, I have both parents because I don't have both parents, you know.
Hmm.
And having that brokenness kind of like made it difficult for me of learning and understanding certain things throughout my life because of my dad being not present.
Right.
But I definitely have that closeness with my mom, and I appreciate that because at least I have at least one parent, to
Right.
be there
Right.
for me and everything. And that's what meant a lot to me is having my mom to be my best friend, to have someone to talk to, and to feel like I can lean on her for any and everything. So that's another thing we have in common as well. Being
Yeah.
friends with our moms.
Yeah.
And I think that's really special because a lot of people don't have that type of connection with their moms or their parents in
Right.
general. It's always something
Right.
they like, my mom, she's different towards me, or she, something, something. So that's
Right.
really good that we have that as well with our moms. So that's good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You would think it's a common thing, but I've come to realize it's really not.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of people that don't have that relationship with their mom or parents.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so it's definitely something to, like you said, treasure and something to appreciate and
Yep.
don't take for granted because it's not common. It's really not common.
Right.
So yeah.
Yep. That's good. Um,
Yep.
Also, I want to ask, like, so I know you said that your parents are still together. They've been married for a long time. How many years have they been married?
Oh God. 39 years, going on 40.
39. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So like growing up, did you see them like argue or communicate or handle situations?
Oh, yeah. I
Hold
still
on.
do.
Okay.
Oh no. Okay,
I
we
thought we
good.
was losing connection. We good. Okay. So
Okay.
like, did you see them like communicate, and did that teach you certain things of how to do when you got older to be in a relationship? Like, did that stuff help you of seeing stuff or?
S- So, my parents argued a lot and still do. It's so it wasn't something that um I enjoyed. I hated it so much so I do not argue. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with anybody.
Right.
I know how to agree to disagree. If
Mm-hmm.
you want to argue, you're going to argue by yourself. Because at some point, I've realized that the argument is really pushing a narrative of you right and I'm wrong. And at
Right.
some point, who cares?
Right.
Who cares? At the end of the day, like my wife and I, we're been married 6 years um and been together for 11 years. And at the end of the day, I know I love her. At the end of the day, I know I want to spend the rest of my life with her. So I don't care if she's wrong or who's right. I'm not going to say anything to damage her, to damage our relationship in the
Right.
heat of a moment because of a pride,
Mm,
ultimately.
that's right.
I I won. So what? You want a cookie? But you hurt me
Exactly.
for you know what I'm saying? You hurt
Right.
me trying to win an argument. You hurt me trying to be like the big person. You hurt me because you want to look good. And to me, that's not okay.
Exactly.
Because it is something that I've seen, like I've watched and witnessed just like foolish arguments. Like, bro, just shut up. It's what? Who cares? But I'm right though. I don't care. Is some people is just not gonna get it. Some people is just not gonna accept that you're right, and you got to know who you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I learned. I learned to be quiet. I'm not arguing with you. Every now and then, I might get in my feels and might feel like I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
can't. It's hard for me to bottle it in, but For the most part, I'm just like, okay,
Mm-hmm. So
that's
by your
it.
so by your parents like arguing all the time and doing all
Mhm.
those type of things, it made you not want to do that. You know,
Absolutely.
and
I
most of the
literally
time,
prayed. Yeah.
yeah, and
Go
most
ahead.
of the time when you see that stuff, when you see something, you end up doing the same thing, but you did the opposite.
Right. I prayed, God, don't let me be this way. I don't want to
Yeah,
be this way because it's
yeah,
hurtful and it hurts not just them. They're not just hurting each other, but they were hurting me. But they didn't realize how much
uh-huh.
they were hurting me. So I didn't want to
Right.
pick up that trait and hurt my kids, which in the long run I end up doing, in one relationship. Because
Right.
my marriage with my wife is not my first marriage, it's my second marriage. Oh, dun dun dun. So so yeah, it's I learn. I believe in learning every day. There's something to learn about yourself. There's something to learn about the people
Yep.
you're around. I believe in paying attention to everything around me, study behavior, study my own behavior, checking
Hmm.
myself in order for me to be a better person. Because if not, I mean, that's honestly my opinion. What's wrong with the world? We got too many people who feel like they have arrived and there's no room for improvement. But
Hmm.
a very wise man told me, and this is the guy he was in business with, he would say, and I love to quote it, he said, the moment you become ripe, that's when you begin to rot. And if you think about it, it's the truth. As soon as fruit become ripe, there's nothing left but it for it to rot.
That's right.
So let's be ever growing and understand that we would never ever
Right.
ever ever arrive. So,
Hmm. That's
yeah,
true. That
yeah,
was yeah.
yeah.
So I could say like my parents, they're no longer together. They split when we were young.
Hmm.
So again, I didn't have my parents together. I didn't get that. I didn't experience that having the parents in the household, and I didn't experience any of those things, and that stuff like it really damages you. You know what I'm saying? And
Right,
it
right,
hurts you so bad. But I know sometimes even when you have both parents in the household, it still doesn't matter because sometimes that parent's still not present. You can have
right.
one that's still not present in your life.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? So it's
Eh,
like does it matter? It does matter, and it's
It
sad that even when you have both parents in the house, you're still not getting the love you need and deserve.
absolutely,
You know,
absolutely,
so my
and it
parents,
calls. Your
go
head.
ahead.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
My
Finish talking
parents,
about your book.
my parents, they went through a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Abusiveness, like everything. And
Hmm.
I didn't see those things, but my sister did. My sisters, they saw
Hmm.
all of that stuff. I didn't see anything, and
Hmm.
um that stuff it hurt them because they're like, you don't want to see that from your parents doing it to another parent, and it's like, why,
Hmm. Right.
so you try to just not, like you said, you pray about it, you say, Lord, please don't let me be like my parent, let it miss
Right.
me because I don't want to be like this person. I want to be able to communicate. I want to be able to not argue about stupid stuff all the time, or I want to be
Hmm.
understanding and all these other kind of things. If you really truly
Right.
don't work hard and pray about that thing, it would definitely hit you, and it would get you to where you just like your parents, and you like, what is going on. So
Right. 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 Right.
I'm really glad that you did pray about that and you really stuck with it and was like, I'm not finna do this. I'm not. That's not gonna be me. I'm not
Right.
finna do it. So that's really good.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Right.
That's
Right.
hard. That's hard
Yeah.
to like pray about
It
it.
it is, and I want to ask you, like, how do you think that has impact you, um, not having both parents and living with uh with your dad not in the house and him not being there, how has that affected you as an adult? And does it play a part in your marriage now?
Yes. So it impacted me like big time. It impacted me so
Uh,
bad to where like I was so angry. I was angry. I didn't know how to keep relationships, you know. I didn't want
mm-hmm,
relationships. I wanted to just run. You know, I
mm-hmm,
wanted to run, didn't want to commit. Um and by me not having my dad in my life fully, like
mm-hmm,
100%, like he was there but not there.
mm-hmm,
It really like tore us apart. Like we talked
mm-hmm.
about it all the time of like how we wanted our dad to be there, but he wasn't there. And
Right.
it hurt. It hurt to this day.
Yeah.
That's what made me do this podcast. It made me create this
Yeah.
podcast because I wanted to share my life with other people. I wanted to be able to heal and go through my
Mm-hmm.
process as I help other people to go through that process and heal as well. You know, so
Yeah. I
I told
understand.
myself, I was like, I can't be like my dad. I can't be like him. I don't want to be like him. I prayed to keep praying and
Mm-hmm.
keep praying because it
Mm-hmm.
has sometimes it does show up in my marriage. It does show up because I can get angry at times, you know, because I'm an
Mm-hmm.
honest person. I'm an honest
Mm-hmm.
person. I don't like sugarcoat things. I don't, you know,
Right.
hide things. But at times I have gotten angry. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't the best person, the best version that I could have been for my wife, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And we've been together for 5 years now, married three
Mm-hmm.
years, you know. So it took me a lot of time to be able to grow as a person, to understand, to be able to
Mm-hmm.
heal to where I can show her different and better and to show myself better.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish I was like you and really prayed about it and knew that I don't want to be like this guy. So I'm gonna work hard not to be that person. I prayed about it, but
Right.
I didn't like take it serious enough to where I didn't do it.
Right.
It took me today to where I want to change and to do better and to be a better person, you know. So
Yeah.
that's the path I'm on now, is to be better for me and for my wife and my son and her
Right.
kids, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's what's up. You know what's tricky about trauma though? Trauma is very tricky, and there's layers to it. And what I uncovered is that, and the reason why I ask about how that play a part in your or if it plays a part in your marriage,
Mm-hmm.
is because I can say one thing growing up, watching my parents argue. I would be aggravated, and I would even sometimes be like, Mama, why won't you leave? Why won't you leave? Leave, right? So
Mm-hmm.
much so that when I got into my marriage, I was like, I'm not staying because my mama stayed, right? Not and so sometimes on the flip side, when the app parent is not together, they grow up saying, I'm not leaving because my mama left or my daddy left. And I
Mm-hmm.
grew up without the parent, and I don't want my children to go through that. So
Right.
it could be very, 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 very tricky when it
Yeah.
comes to trauma. And so that's why I asked that. Do you think? I know, like I could say with my first marriage, like after a while, I was married for what, 7 years, and I'm like, I'm out because I've seen this before. I know what this looked like, and yes, it was toxic, it was bad, it was horrible. I mean, and it was the best decision that I've made because had not, then I wouldn't be with my wife, who is
Right.
my best friend now. So, it, but trauma does play a a major part of our decisions, even
Yeah.
when we don't think it does.
Mm-hmm.
So I just
That's
wanted to touch on that. So yeah.
yeah. That's true. That's true for real.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people, they stay with that person because of what they saw. Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
my parents, they stayed together. Oh, my parents, they did this. Or,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's not a good reason to stay with a person if you're going through a lot and that person is causing mental illness and, you know what I'm saying, like stress on your life. I think it's best to
Mm-hmm.
leave. So yeah,
And then
that's
another trauma a lot of people don't realize and understand it comes from, again, the upbringing of the church of saying, oh, you shouldn't get a divorce.
that's right. Yeah,
God is not pleased with that.
exactly.
Uh, okay. Nah,
Yep,
that's not a good reason to stay.
that's right.
Um, so yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
that's good stuff right there.
Yeah. So I have a question. What is the
Ah,
biggest challenge you and your wife had to overcome since you've been together? And what did you learn from it?
ooh, ooh, child, I don't know if we, girl, I don't know if we living out our biggest challenge
Hmm.
now, or uh, child, it would be challenges.
Yeah.
Um, it. We have a very unique and interesting story. So it's a lot of major dynamics, and a lot of things that occurred, that it's just too many challenges. So it's hard for me to narrow down one. I guess it will be, I don't, I would probably need help with this question. What would be our biggest challenge? I could speak for me because my biggest challenge might not be hers.
Hmm.
So I could just say my biggest challenge has been overcoming rejection from the other side of the family.
Okay.
And yeah, yeah, in the marriage. And since we've been married, and um other than that, I mean, we have our financial challenges and hardships. But it never did anything to our marriage.
Hmm.
Honestly, is what would usually break up a family, break up a marriage. When it
Right.
comes to money,
Hmm.
it hasn't, and I'm thankful to God for that. Even our biggest challenge, it hasn't breaking um
Good.
us up, but it has made it um rough sometimes because it's just, uncomfortable
Hmm.
situation, and um it's a hurtful situation, but we overcome it. We still overcome it. um I don't know if you were asking for specifics, but
Oh no.
um
Yeah. I'm listening.
yeah, 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 yeah. So it's just, for me, like her, like I said, I can speak for me when it comes to the marriage. That has been the biggest obstacle
Yeah.
that we're
With the
still trying
family.
to overcome.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
Um,
understand that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, really. So
So,
are you, go ahead.
know what you was gonna say?
Now I'm gonna say, you say you understand that, so I was like, is it
Yeah.
is it
I
like,
do. I do understand that because I was gonna say like, do your family accept her and everything? Is it her? Do your family accept her, but her family don't accept you, or is it both?
e yes. So I joke around all the time. I say at this point my family would get rid of me and keep her. They my parents love her. I better not show up without her.
Yeah.
It's all love. Now, has it always, well, I'll put it like this. Like I said, raised in the church. My mama has her Christian beliefs or whatever. So in the beginning, even though she never mistreated me, never mistreated her, never showed like disregard or never made anybody really feel welcome, she did show a little disapproval of
Yeah.
relationship.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't understand it.
Right.
Um, And to be fair, I'm still not quite sure if she do, but if she do or don't, it doesn't show. She just show love. And
Hmm.
so that's the way that it's been. But I think I think her family tried, but like I said, I think the root of it is more so how our relationship started. It didn't look good. It paints this bad picture um of who I could potentially be. And so I've always been viewed. Now, this is just my assumptions. I don't know. And
Hmm.
me, it could just very well be they just don't like me. I don't know. Or it could
Right.
just very well be, I really don't know, because it's not really a conversation that I had with them. And so but I'm not um welcome. Um and I don't it, and it could just be a family thing. It could not be just person. You got some families that they really believe in no new friends.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for real, some people just like, yo, I'm with my clique, that's it. Oh, that's who you with, okay, cool. I
Hmm.
see you for who you are, and that's it. And you stay over this, but you ain't gonna be like family, family. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'll tolerate you. I'll deal with you. So I don't know. I don't know. But is it me being who I am? Um, is definitely difficult. Um, because I just love people. I definitely love her family, and it would be different if she didn't love her family. And you know what I'm saying? It'd be,
Yeah.
it's just hard. So it is definitely an obstacle that we overcome daily. Um,
Yeah.
but all is well. All is well. Like I said, our marriage is still strong, still good, and
Yeah. And that's
we
what
can't.
matters.
Right, we can't focus on that. We can't.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
can't focus on that. She can't focus on that. And then on the flip side, I don't want her to be angry with them. I don't want her to not
That's right.
love them. I don't want her to be separate from them. Like, you got
Right.
some people would be like, huh. I
Yeah.
can't put her in that position to be like, oh, you
Right.
gotta choose them or me. You
That's
know,
wrong. Yeah.
that's wrong. It's manipulation and ain't no love in it.
It is. Yep.
Absolutely no love in it. So I won't, I can't, I won't, I refuse.
That's
And
good.
yeah, so that would be the biggest obstacle. And that's the dynamics behind that, without
Yeah.
saying, yeah,
Look,
saying too
and
much.
that's mostly how it goes though with same sex. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Because like
right.
my family, they love my wife, but at the same
Hmm.
time, we don't approve it.
What do you mean?
They love her as a
But
person. She's a good,
they don't approve the
but they
marriage.
don't approve. Like she's a good person. She takes care of
Hmm.
you. She's there for you, but
Hmm.
I don't approve it. I don't like it. It's not. It's not of God. That's not what it's supposed to be like. And that's what my mom is okay with it. My grandmother is okay with it. My aunt is okay with it. But my dad and my sisters, they
Hmm.
don't like it. They don't think that it's the right thing. That's not what we were made to be with man and woman, not woman on woman and man on man. So that's what I had to deal with and I had to listen to and stuff like that. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. And her
yeah.
mom, was kind of like, she was just like, I knew it, but I wasn't sure. And it took her a while, and it probably still taking her a while to understand
Hmm.
that her daughter's with a woman. And, she loves me and I love her. And you know how you always want your in laws to be something close to you because it's like,
Right,
you
right,
another
right. It's
parent,
like
you
you got a
another.
bonus family. Right,
That's what
right,
I'm
right,
saying.
right.
So you
Well,
want that
yeah,
closeness. You want that
absolutely.
connection. And when you can't
Absolutely.
get it, it makes you it hurts you. It makes you sad because it's like
Yeah,
you wanted this blended family to be like a great blend and
absolutely.
for everybody to be on the same page and to be understanding. And that's just not how it is sometimes when it comes to this type of relationships. And
Hmm.
it's difficult for us. It really is because I hear it all the time, and people always like what to do, and there's nothing you can do. You just have to, like you said, not let it interfere and come between you and your spouse. You just
Hmm.
keep it moving, love them from a
Hmm.
distance, and be respectful. But it is what it
Right.
is. Ain't nothing you can
Yeah.
do.
I'm a firm believer that love conquers all. It really
Yeah.
does. And so just keep showing love, man, and
Mm-hmm.
in due time, you might not get the dynamics, and that's something that I had to understand too. I was like, I will wake up hoping every day, hoping that something will happen, hoping that a change will be made, and then I just got tired of hoping, and I'm like, this is just what it is, and this is
Yeah.
your place. So just show love, and you gotta but just as much as it hurts you, you gotta understand how much I gotta understand how much it hurts my spouse too, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Like she's just as hurt, and if not more.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can't mope around it, I can't talk about it, I can't. It is what it is. All is well. Love conquers all. What will be will be. And
Exactly. That's
yeah,
true.
so
I'm getting a little
yeah, and
cold.
and
I'm sorry. I'm cold. I'm sorry.
no, you're good, you're good. So and for the people I ain't going there. Don't get me started on Bible.
Oh yeah, no.
Don't get me
Not
started on
look,
that.
look, not this one. Not this one. The next. We're gonna definitely talk about it. We can
uh,
you can come back on and we can talk about it because look, I want to see if we're on the same page about it. But we ain't gonna talk about
listen, yeah, because some people need to be free. So many people need to be free.
it. Listen.
And I
We ain't gonna talk about
and
it though. We ain't gonna get
okay,
on
we gonna
it.
talk about it later. We'll talk about it next time, next episode.
Next episode. um so the next thing I want to ask you is
Uh-huh.
do you believe in love languages?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Tell me about it. Like, what do you
S-
think? Do you think that love languages are important in a
uh,
relationship when you're meeting a person and, like, tell me, what do you think about it?
It is absolutely crucial. It is very important. Uh it's the it's the lifeline of a long lasting relationship
Exactly.
because I had to learn that because why that makes sense is because I've learned um first of all I had to figure out my own love language, and then and I also had to figure out hers.
Mm-hmm.
And so we as people, we tend to love people the way that we want to be loved.
That's right.
And so because we operate that way, it's a great opportunity to give your all in something, and your spouse or your significant other don't feel anything because you love it so hard the way that you need it, but your spouse is like, I'm
That
not
ain't it.
feeling it.
That
That
ain't it.
ain't it.
Yeah.
So one of my love languages is gifts or doing something spontaneous,
Mm-hmm.
right? My wife love language is help, but for the longest, and I still do sometimes, I'd rather buy her a gift. I buy her a gift because that would make me happy, and it
Mm-hmm.
feel good to do it. And so to her, it's like, thank you, but you really could have helped me on this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
Mm-hmm.
it's like, well, dang, you don't appreciate nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't say that. I ain't say nothing.
Yeah.
But it could be in my head, and that's what this is just an example of how we can love amiss because you're trying to do what you want, but that's not what your spouse or your significant other needs at that
Exactly.
time. So we have to
Exactly.
learn it. And then that's why sometimes people could be in a relationship, could be very present, but somebody else is lonely because you still missing that thing, that connection that make them feel
Yes.
validated, that make them feel loved.
Yep.
And so they ask the question, do you love me? What do you mean, do you love me? Damn, you can't tell that I love you, all this and I'm doing. Da, 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 da. Yeah, nah. That ain't what I need. And even sometimes the person that's asking that question don't even understand that. So I believe, yes, it's crucial. It's everything. You
It
need
is.
to know your love language and the priority of it too.
Exactly. And it's crazy you said that because you feel the same exact way that I feel. And I feel like a love language is very important. Some people be like, no, it ain't. Yes, it is. It's very important because when you learn your partner's love language, you learn in them. You giving them what they heart
Mm-hmm.
desire and what they want. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, you love giving gifts, but she don't like receiving them. She want to receive something
Mm-hmm.
different. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what's gonna make her happy is you helping her, not a gift. She appreciate it, but that's
Mm-hmm.
not her love language. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like if people really take love languages serious, I feel like a lot of relationships could last longer. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
relationships could be understanding a lot better.
Right.
And you're not doing what you want to do. You're doing what your partner wants to receive.
Right. 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 Right.
Because
So
I I love like attention, quality time. I love affection. I
same.
love affection and gifts, and I love all of it. And I never knew I
Yeah.
wanted all of it until I got with my wife. You know,
Right. Right. Yeah.
and she tell me, she said sometimes the older you get, your love language can change because you're
True.
getting older. And I never
True.
saw it that way. I never saw it that way
True.
until I started getting older and I started to see like I used to didn't need this, but now I need this. So when those
Mm-hmm.
things start to change, it's like let's
Mm-hmm.
communicate it. Let's talk about it. We might need to
Right.
refresh our love languages to make sure it's the same thing. Because I don't want to
Right.
miss.
Right.
You don't want to miss
Right.
something, and then y'all going at it for no reason because we didn't refresh those love languages.
Mm-hmm. Or not necessarily change, but change its priority. So
Exactly.
right. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's deep. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
I feel
crucial
like
though.
I'm glad that you learned that love languages are very important and it is a priority because that's what makes a person feel special. It makes the person
Mm-hmm.
feel that you are listening to what I need
Mm-hmm.
and not what you need or not what you want, you know. And it's good that hopefully, I'm sure your wife is doing the same thing, is giving you what you want, what you deserve, and you desire, you know, because I feel like that's
Mm-hmm.
important to be able to have a healthy um
Right.
marriage. To be
Right.
honest,
Yeah.
love language
Yeah.
is important. That stuff is serious.
I'm telling you, and it really it helps you out more than anything. It's not really so much you benefiting them, you benefit the both of you, but
Exactly.
it kind of makes the relationship more easy of a flow because I
Exactly.
did this little simple thing that I know that you prioritize. You
Yep.
feel special throughout the day
That's right.
because I made an extra sacrifice of maybe a little bit of nothing, but me paying attention to what makes you happy, what makes
Mhm.
you feel love, and you just in a bliss. You're just happy, and if there's no time for it, nobody can come to you and convince you that you're not in a loving relationship. Nobody
Right.
can get in your ear and tell you that this person don't love you, and you really ain't got nothing negative to say because you hitting all the marks because you know what to do. I used to think relationships are hard. It's hard when you don't try to understand each other and nobody wants to compromise.
Exactly. And that's what I always try to
Yeah.
tell people. When people ask me questions, they say,
Mm,
relationships are hard, or my marriage is difficult. Your marriage is only difficult because y'all choose it to be difficult. Your marriage is
mm,
going through the things it's going through because y'all choose to make it go that way. You have to be understanding. You have to communicate. You got to understand, like, what do we need to do to balance out better? You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like,
right, right, right.
we're not understanding each other right now. So what is the reason why we're not understanding? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell people, like, you mold your marriage, your relationship the way you need it to be. And it's because y'all
Mm-hmm.
working together, y'all making each other a priority.
Mm-hmm.
And even the little things, it counts. Even something that you feel that is small, your partner
Right.
might think it's big. So you can't never
Mm-hmm.
say, "Oh, that's nothing," you know?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people do
Mm,
that. You can't do that. You can't tell a person what they feel, and they feel it and instead it's nothing. And that's another
mm,
thing that people tend to do as well. So I'm really glad that you learned about that and you're making moves on that, and that's perfect because a
absolutely.
lot of people, they don't do that. They just be like, it is what it is. It's either you take me how I am or you don't be with me.
Right, 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 right,
Yeah,
right. They just get in relationships and be like, "Hello, this is me. Accept me for who I am. It is what it is." And then they get in the marriage. Oh, you stuck with me? Nah, baby, I ain't stuck with nobody. So
exactly.
don't ever get it twisted. But the thing is maturity, understanding, and the underlying the root of all of it. Honestly, is pride.
Yep.
I was just talking about that earlier and how pride, people don't understand the saying pride kills relationships, pride kills opportunities, friendships. Pride is a murderer and it's bad.
Yep.
It so but that's why people don't want to compromise, people don't want to change, and they don't want to see themselves because
Pride.
who am I? Yeah, pride,
Yeah.
pride.
They feel like I don't want to look like I'm simple or that I'm weak
Yeah.
or that I'm this and I'm that. You'll rather to
Mm,
feel that. You'd rather to feel that way, not to feel that way, than to say something that's special. And that's crazy to me.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that was good. I enjoyed that. That was real good.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is something
So,
that is, what's wrong?
nothing. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were saying something. Okay.
No, I had a
Um,
question, but it will open up the can of words. But we gonna get off that topic and go ahead, though. It
no,
will
go
open
ahead.
up another question.
Go
I
ahead.
was gonna dive away. I was. Do you think since we can learn somebody's love language, meaning that love is intentional and just understanding, do you believe that it's possible to just love anybody?
Let's see. So I feel, I feel once you learn love languages and your
Hmm.
understanding about it,
Hmm.
I feel that you can. I feel that you
Absolutely.
can because you are already mentally on that level.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you already understanding of how it works and all of those things. But the question is, will you receive what you need from that person if they're not on that same level as you mentally?
Right. So that was my follow-up question. What do you do when or if somebody is not just asking, just conversation. Yeah, just not saying that's my situation.
Yeah,
But because we're talking about it.
right.
Since I asked the question, is it possible to love anybody? But if there's somebody that's not on that level, and you are and you choosing to love, do you receive it as that person when they not don't choose to do it? Do you, understanding what it is, simply say you don't love me? Did that
I'm
make
not gonna
sense?
say so. I'm not gonna say that the person don't love that person. I don't think that's
Uh-huh.
true. I feel
Yeah.
that they just not in tune with themselves emotionally, and
It,
they not understanding about
absolutely.
love languages. They don't understand that because they not there yet. It might take them a little more time. It's up to you is if you want to give that person enough time to get there, or if you're just going to
Mm-hmm.
say, like, this is not going to be it for me because I need you to be where I'm at in my life
Right.
type thing.
Right.
It doesn't mean that that person don't love that person. It just means that they're not there yet. They just
Absolutely. That they love and a miss. Yeah.
exactly. Until they understand and they see that this is a cycle. This is a cycle that is going on in their
Hmm.
lives, and they're like, this keep happening to
Right.
me. What is going on? That's something they have to figure out because it's gonna keep happening until they learn that love
Hmm.
language that is real.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep. Love and a miss. They love and on the best way that they know how. So
exactly.
yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's why I feel like people really truly need to learn who they are and to understand how to love someone
Yes.
after you learn how to love yourself. And I really feel like once you dig deep into
Hmm.
who you truly are, you'll be able
Hmm.
to like do anything else. You wouldn't struggle with
Right.
certain things or keep going through the same exact thing over and over because you figured it out. And that's what people don't understand.
Hmm.
People just want to be in a relationship and be happy, but they skipping everything else that's going to keep it to be healthy and successful.
Right. 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 That's really
Yeah,
key.
yeah,
That's
that's
really key. It's impossible for you to love somebody else if you don't love yourself.
yeah, it is for real. And
It's
I have to
absolutely
that.
impossible
Yeah,
to properly love someone else if you don't love yourself.
yep.
It's because you're gonna burn out. You're gonna
You're
burn
gonna
out.
burn out.
You just gonna feel burnout because you're gonna give your all to everybody else,
Yep,
and you neglect yourself, and then y- that's when depression comes. That's where loneliness comes. That's where you feel like nobody understands you, but
yep,
you're the only one neglecting you. So it's absolutely crucial to love yourself before you engage in any type of commitment.
yeah.
So so
That's
yeah.
that is true.
Yep, yep, yep. All right.
I love that. Um. So what was I about to say? So this is crazy, but not crazy. Some people might be like, "What?" But
Uh-huh.
do you feel that people are born gay, or is it more of an environment type thing? Do you think that you could be born gay, or is it more environmental?
Born. And I say that because I've seen little kids.
Exactly. Exactly. And people don't understand it though. You know? They don't understand that you can be born with it. And I
Mm,
always say, with kids being an example, this baby is 3 or 4 years old, a baby. Don't know nothing, haven't been around anything, but you can see it. Why? Why does that happen? And now you have to go through life with it. Sometimes people might not even want to be that way, but it's just in you.
hmm.
You know?
Right. And that's exactly where I was gonna say. A lot of people don't who choosing to be gay
That's what I'm saying.
is like choosing to be black.
That's
Who wants to be in that category when we are already minorities, when
exactly.
we are looked frowned upon, why would we want to put ourselves in that position of hate that we want to choose this?
Mm-hmm.
Why are people committing suicide because they're trying to pray the gay away and it's not working?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That's how I
Mm-mm.
know that it's something that you're born with. When it's something that you truly like, it's hard for you to understand. Like, why is this going on? Like, I don't know what to do. Some people do see it as, oh, I want to try it out, and some people really have
Yeah,
that in their
yeah.
heart that that's who they are.
Yeah. There are
That's how
people.
it was for me. That's how it was for
Yeah.
me. Like I felt like I was born this way because I was little and I felt certain things and I was like, well, I don't understand what I'm feeling, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
was a little girl. I was never
Mm.
touched. I was never None of that stuff. It's just something
Right.
that was in me.
Right, right. Me too. I was just never girly. I was a tomboy. I fought it because of the church for almost all my life. A lot of people are shocked to know that my wife is my first woman, my first female. I have
Oh wow.
never been with a yeah, see? I've never been with a female before. But I've always had attraction. I've always looked, I was always curious, but I fought it because
Yep.
God frowned upon it and it wasn't right. So
Yep.
I tried my best to do the right thing, but I hated dresses. I hated anything girly. Even now, my wife be messing with me because I still identify as a female. So she teaches me, she's like, hey, you're a girl. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, that's too girly or whatever. So, but
Yeah.
jokingly, that's how we carry on. But I've never been uh into girl things, and I've always had an attraction to females. I
Yeah.
did. And so I can't explain it. I don't know why. My mama she told me when I finally came out, she said, when you was a little girl, I tried to pray that thing away. It ain't work. Yeah, well, nope. You got a whole daughter-in-law.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I just wish that it was more understanding. I wish it was more understanding and not so much on what the Bible says or you know what I'm saying? But again, we're gonna get onto that Bible.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah, yeah.
episode. It's not this
Yeah.
episode. But we gotta get into it because I feel like we on the same page with this. I'm telling you.
Sure.
I'm telling you. We ain't gonna talk about it because I don't want to start it up.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's like it's a lot, man. It's a lot, and we go through so much for something that we can't control, and I don't like it.
Hmm.
I don't like it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
feel like you can. I feel like we are born with it, and some people just want to experience it because it's like they think like, oh, I want to try it out. I think that it would be the perfect thing to do, type thing, you
Right,
know.
right,
So
right, right.
it make it kind of confusing for people of like, I don't understand like why everybody trying to do this. Everybody not. Some people are truly like this, and some people want
Right,
to experience it. So,
right.
yep.
Exactly.
And I have one more question because I don't want
Yes,
to take up your
ma'am.
whole entire evening. I'm
Uh,
enjoying it though.
yeah, me too,
Uh,
me too.
let's see. Well, this kind of piggyback off of what I was just asking, well, about the whole being born thing. But like, what
Mhm.
age? What age were you when you really like started to act on it or feel? I know you said you only been well. You said your wife was the first person,
Yeah,
so
but
you
not
never
my first
act on it.
attraction. I never acted on it. Never.
So, but you knew that you felt something at what age?
Ooh, I don't know. I was a little girl,
Yeah,
very, very young.
yeah.
Um, a little, and it was crazy. Like, what's going on in my pants here? Sorry. my mama said I'm not supposed to feel that when I look at a female. What's happening?
Right,
What's going
right,
on? Like why am I fantasizing this? And so,
right.
but I can't pinpoint an age. I know I was very young,
Yeah.
very young,
And so
and
it hurts my heart though. It hurts my heart because like you said, this your wife is your first one.
mhm,
And how old are you? If you don't mind me
I'm
asking.
30. I'm 38.
38 years old. And that's what I'm
Hmm.
saying. I don't like how being who you want to be is so embarrassing to some people, or you feel like I'm
Hmm.
embarrassed to come out to where
Hmm.
your whole entire life almost was gone.
Right.
To be able to experience things because of family, because of
Hmm.
people, because of the church, because of
Hmm.
certain things. So you can't fully truly be who you want to be.
Right, right.
And that's crazy to me. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
It was
I'm glad that you said, you know what, I'm done with that. I'm finna be who I want to be, who I am, to live your
yeah.
life. So that's a
Girl,
good
I
thing.
felt that's because I fell in love first. And that love that I fell in created a boldness in that I don't care anymore.
Good.
Um what nobody say or think. I'm in love, I'm happy, this is what I want. And
Yeah.
so, but I was so bad. I was one of the ones that condemned it. I was just so heavy in the church. I had
Yep.
a cousin that came out, before me, and she had her women and whatnot, and I would judge it, and I'd be like, ugh, that's crazy. Knowing how I feel myself about women.
Ooh. I want to say something real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Cause you know how people always, like you just said, what you did is who you
Hmm.
are. But you frustrated inside because you too scared to show who you truly are. So you make it seem like you nasty, you this, you that. And I be feeling like those people who be those judgmental people who always have
Hmm.
something negative to say are the ones who
Right,
are dealing with something inside.
right,
I'm
right, right,
telling you.
right.
I'm telling
Those
you.
who
Like
can't
if you,
stand it.
yes,
Hmm.
you're the one that's dealing
Red
with something
flag.
inside.
Hmm.
For real. I know it's a
DL.
lot of people. I know it's a lot of people who's like, I want to be me. I want to be free. So I'm going to just judge the ones and I'm just going to make it seem like I'm on the side with other people of saying that it's not right. It's not of God. But you want to be just
Hmm.
like us. You want to be free. You want
Right.
to be
You jealous at
you.
our freedom. That's what it is. That's
Exactly.
why you can't stand pride.
Exactly.
You can't
I'm
you
glad you
can't
said
stand the
that.
pride.
I'm glad you said that because that I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
People always pointing fingers, but it's like you need to look in the mirror because you got something deeper than what you want to. Uh-oh.
Sorry. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm back on
You,
camera. I'm good.
yeah, okay. You got like when people I be telling people like you need to look in the mirror because you got something deeper than what you
Mhm.
don't want to be seen about. So yes.
My grandmother said it this way: when you pointing your finger like this, you got three pointing right back at you.
Yep.
So
Yep.
might as well stop pointing. Look at
Exactly.
yourself first.
Exactly. But
Ooh.
thank you so much. This was a great conversation. I can't wait for the next one together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Me too. Me too. And whenever I start buying, just make sure you return the favor.
Oh, you know I'm gonna return the favor because I believe in supporting. I believe in like
Yeah.
just being there for who's there for me. So as
Right.
soon as you get yours up and going, let me know, and I'm on. I'm
Abs-
on with you.
a-
Next time you have
absolutely.
to. Next time you got to bring your wife on.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd bring her on next time.
Yeah,
She's open. She was down. She was like, "Whatever you need me to do, babe." That's my
yeah,
babe. That's my rock. I gotta say that. That's my rock. So,
yeah.
but yeah, thank you for having me. I enjoyed the conversation. It was deep, and I'm looking forward to next time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, no problem. You enjoy your evening.
You too.
All right, bye bye.
Bye bye. So I just want to say that that was really, really, really great. I really enjoyed it. I hope I wasn't too close to the camera. I can't even tell because I'm using this new app that is recording for me so I can talk to everyone around the world to hear everyone's story because that's what I want this to be about. I want to be able to hear others' story for people to share what they have on their hearts. But I'm so glad that you guys were able to watch this video. I really truly hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that if you are going through some things that we talked about, like just learn some things, learn love languages, learn how to be who you want to be, and learn how to deal with the trauma that you have been through in your life. That way you can continue to move forward and to be blessed. But again, I'm your host, Andrea Naylor with the Uncensored Diary, and thank you so much for watching this video.